What is happening, and welcome to another four-wheel drive talk episode. And friends, well, today we're going to be talking about, not 9, we're going to be talking about 10 things I like the most about the Sherpa teardrop trailer, more specifically their Bigfoot trailers. Now, you guys may recall holy smokes, this was a month ago, I headed up to Libby, Montana to meet up with the folks with Sherpa Trailers, and you may recall that I documented my 3-day trip in an earlier video, which incidentally, I'll put a link in the description below. Now, in that video, we got to know who Sherpa Trailers team was, and we also did a walkthrough of two of their off-road teardrop trailers, which is appropriately named Bigfoot. Now, I've spent the last handful of weeks reviewing some of the footage that I shot and started thinking about all the things and the features that I really liked, and of course, there's a couple that I didn't like about the trailers. So today I wanted to give you kind of a quick rundown of those features, and as you're going to see, there's a lot to love about these things. But first, before we dive into all the fun with this video here, look, we put these videos together to help you make educated decisions on products, services, or in this case, a Sherpa trailer. Now, of course, if you find some value with this video, or simply just want to do us a big solid friend, crushing the heck out of that like button really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm, and it tells us that you digged it as well. So we sure do appreciate it. That said, my friends, pull up a seat and, hey, you guessed it, it's that time. Let's go. Now, of course, as I was framing up in my mind as far as which direction I wanted to go with this video, one of the best things about this trailer is the fact that these things are made right here in the United States. And think about it here. Manufacturing in the United States is more expensive than doing it overseas, which is why so many trailer companies make the rigs abroad, but Sherpa is not one of them. Now, as I noted earlier, these trailers are made right up in Libby, Montana. Now, the value for a made in USA product can't be overstated. So, and as you look at a Bigfoot trailer, you can see the quality materials, the excellent craftsmanship, and the attention to details that these guys put into these things. For example, the front and rear bulkheads feature 2x4 construction, and there are 2x4 ribs in the ceiling for additional strength and rigidity. Now, the ribs are pocketed into the sides of the trailer for further durability. So in other words, it's not just the things that you see in the Bigfoot trailer that qualify as being well made. Instead, the team at Sherpa Trailers has taken the time and the effort to ensure that these trailers are well built inside and out, and they do so while providing jobs for locals, which I'm going to highlight here in a moment, and bringing money to their local economy. And hell, what is not to like about that? And speaking of bringing jobs to locals, one of the things that I pointed out in the video that I originally shot up there, I'm ex-military. You guys know me. I'm a big softie for veterans, military-based businesses, this and that. And these guys actually recruited one of their guys who's a veteran from Florida, and he's up there building these things. And again, during the 3 days that I was up there, I had quite a bit of time to really get to understand who these people were, who the company is, who the people are working for them, spend a lot of quality time, and man, talk about a really dedicated team. Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, manufacturing in the United States isn't exactly cheap, yet Sherpa Trailer manages to build high-quality trailers while maintaining a budget-friendly price. Now, you may be asking, how the hell do they do that? Well, actually, friend, it's quite simple. Montana has a low cost of living, especially compared to the cost of living, like, for example, I was going to say something funny there, but Southern California, where I live. And since it's cheaper to live in Libby than many other places in the United States, Sherpa Trailers is also able to manufacture these trailers on a much tighter budget. And these guys just simply pass the savings on to the customers, which is absolutely badass. Now, a prime example of this is the base price of a Bigfoot trailer. At less than approximately $11,000, you can have a well-built, rugged, capable trailer that, hell, let's be real here, is not going to break the bank. Now, if you've ever been in a teardrop trailer, you might think it would be claustrophobic inside. Now, I'll be the first to say that I admit some teardrop trailers do seem to feel really tight and cramped, but hell, not the Bigfoot. Now, when I was in Libby, I had a chance to tour a couple Bigfoots, and I was really surprised at how spacious the interiors really felt. I mean, it's a 5x8 cabin, so It's not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but also isn't a tin can. Now here's the cool thing about this. You can actually fit a queen size mattress inside, so you and your significant other have a comfortable place to rest, yet the trailer is big enough that the mattress doesn't take up the entire cabin. And having that little extra bit of floor space makes this trailer seem that much bigger than it is. Now, if you've been following this channel for any period of time, when you hear me talking about overlanding, you hear me talking about space is your biggest commodity, and space is certainly at a premium when you're overlanding, as we're going to be talking about here. So having the option to add additional storage to your trailer is a huge benefit. Now, the Bigfoot offers plenty of storage options, from the cubbies inside the cabin to a front-locking storage box on the tongue, which incidentally is monstrous. You can add a roof rack for added storage space, or a rooftop tent. Hell, you can even add a kayak rack or a rooftop on one of those basket things on the top for all your adventure gear. Now, frankly, what I would do with this here is I would put a rooftop tent, or a hard shell, geez, if I can get that right, a hard shell rooftop tent that has the T-slots going around it, so you can put a roof rack on top of that. Then put your kayak, solar panel, or whatever basket, whatever the hell you want on top of that. So you're getting the best of two worlds, or three worlds for that matter. Now, I've toured quite a handful of teardrops over the years, and many of them have single doors, and for me, this just isn't functional. The person that's on the far side of the trailer has to crawl over their partner to get in and out, which is no thank you. Now, the Bigfoot doesn't have that problem, though. It comes standard with two doors on actual both sides, of kind of the front side of the trailers there. That way, each occupant is able to get in and out during the middle of the night and do whatever they need to without without disturbing the other person. Now, on top of that, both doors have a nice sized window and screen. So not only does this let in natural light, but it also provides nice cross breeze of ventilation coming in the cabin. Now, this is one of the things that I was really quite impressed with. So when you crack open the windows on the door there, and they have this fan inside, and then you crank that thing on, there's a substantial amount of airflow that comes into the cabin, which is really, really nice, especially if you're in an area where it does get warm and so forth. Now, speaking of doors, some of the trailers that I toured up in Libby had an optional feature that I absolutely really like, and that's a big rear door. Now, the door is a 42 by 38 inch opening that's on the back end of these things, and it gives you I was gonna say improved. Man, it opens up the cabin in your outdoor living space. Add out there a outdoor rug, a couple chairs, grab yourself your choice of a cold beverage, and friend, you have yourself one hell of a nice setup for camp. Now, here's where things get really interesting. You can add like a 270 awning or awning room and expand your outdoor living space, all while having easy access to the trailer's cabin through that big, large door that we were talking about. Now, the Bigfoot trailer isn't a traditional teardrop design. Instead, the back of the trailer is squared off rather than, you see the traditional kind of rounded. Now, I personally like this style much better. Now, for starters, the Squareback design allows you to add a big rear door, as we were just discussing a moment ago. Second, the Squarebacks give you much more, as I say it, usable headspace in the rear of the trailer. And I'm a pretty tall guy, so having that usable interior space and headroom, man, that is a big bonus. And I also like how the Squareback design looks. For me, it's kind of like that, more of that military style. So this isn't to say that I don't like traditional teardrop shapes, but for me, man, the square drop is really, it has just a little bit more of a modern and rugged feel to it. Now, shifting gears here a little bit, and I know aesthetics aren't the most important things when you're looking at a trailer, but Sherpa Trailer gives you plenty. They give you a buttload of color options for your Bigfoot trailer. In fact, you can choose between 23 different colors. Actually, oh wait, here we go. I knew I had it here someplace. When I was up there, I grabbed some of their color charts, which I thought was pretty stinking cool. So they have, I think these are their main colors here. So I will say this, personal preference. Now you have all these different color options and finishes that you can get on these things. But I have to say, you get a chance to jump over to their website. My personal favorite, they have something called a copper penny. Retro red was pretty awesome. Oh, the Regal blue, which is the one that I'll put on the screen here, is one of the ones that I was touring up there. That was really nice. But then looking on the color palettes here, you have this twilight blue that just looks absolutely, boy, you know what? I'm actually tossed between the twilight blue and the hemlock green. Looks really amazing. But this this copper penny here has a little bit of a kind of like a metallic look to it. That was really, really, that looks absolutely stunning. Actually, I think I have I think I have some photos. If I can find a photo of one of these, I'll pop it up on the screen here. But that's quite stunning itself there. But anyways, where I'm leading with this here is from white and gray, blue, green, many points in between. You can customize your trailer to look to your personal flavor, whatever look that you want it with. Then I mean, you have a ton of color options that you can choose with these guys, which is fantastic. All right, now let's talk about towing, because I know many of you are like, well, what are the towing requirements of this here? Another favorite feature of the Bigfoot trailer is that it's dry weight. Hell, this thing only weighs 1,300 pounds, and the tongue weight is just 140 pounds. And since it's so lightweight, this trailer can be towed, held by small vehicles like a two-door Jeep, which towing capacity is 2,500 pounds, or even a Subaru. What's funny about this here is when I was kind of framing up the directions and things I was going to talk about in this video here, I seem to remember like the Subarus. I thought it was like a 2,000 pound towing capacity. The Subaru Outback. Did you know the Subaru Outback? Okay, I hope I don't get this screwed up. It's either 2,500 to 3,700 pounds, or it's 2,700 to 3,500 pounds towing capacity out of a stinking Subaru. That's actually more than a two-door Jeep. That's actually pretty impressive. But so where I'm leading with this is you're able to do this, tow one of these things without the need of having to buy a new vehicle for towing, which means that you can put that money towards customizing your Bigfoot trailer with additional features and options. Now, keep in mind, as you're adding new things to this here, that's going to raise that 1,300 pound dry weight of this thing out. But when you factor, even a two-door Jeep has a towing capacity of 2,500 pounds. If this thing is 1,300 pounds, that is, I mean, you can add 1,000 pounds, still be below your towing capacity. 1,000 pounds, that's a lot of stuff there. So either way, that will go a long way. Now, last but not least, the Bigfoot trailer is essentially, it's a blank slate to give you basically customization as you wish. And I know, one of the things that we've heard from a lot of consumers out there is, when you look at a lot of the trailer options that are available out there, you have these A, B, or C packages that have kind of a set amount of features, from the kitchen to electrical to this or that, already kind of baked into them. And I get it. Some of you are do-it-yourselfers, or it might be budgetary restraints and so forth. And when you get something like a Sherpa trailer, that allows you kind of the best of both worlds. If you are kind of restricted underneath budget, well, now you're able to get into the industry and at least start getting out there and enjoying overlanding, camping, and having your own kind of hard walls to stay within. And then as you get more budget, you start adding, and these trailers are quite modular, so you can add things on quite modular as your budget increases. And also gives you opportunity to, if you're new to overlanding, it allows you the opportunity to kind of grow into it, and just rather than kind of jumping off a ledge, you're able to kind of just gradually move into it. Now, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, well, obviously a blank slate like this allows you to build this box how you want it, spending your money where it counts the most. So these guys really put a lot of thought, and I really get it when you look at a lot of the reviews that these guys have on these trailers right here, what the customers are saying about I do get it. They really put a lot of thought into the consumers, the end results, and getting out there and enjoying these things. So anyways, I thought that was not newsworthy. It was worthy enough to put into this video as one of the things that I did like. Now, with all the goody stuff out of the way, let's jump into the things that I did not like. Now, when I got firsthand look at the Bigfoot trailer up there, I noticed two things in particular that I didn't quite like. Now, first off, many of you guys know I'm a light person. I absolutely, a few years back, I was reviewing the Russian Bear Up 5 tent. Love the tent. just feel it could use a little bit more windows inside. So you guys know I like natural light inside where I'm at. Inside this, it didn't have a lot of natural light. Now, the models that I toured had the standard windows in the side doors, and there was one in the back, and it seemed a little dark inside. Now, of course, as it turns out, you can add additional windows on the side and a large back door to alleviate that problem, which I mentioned I already had one there. But having the larger, the windows on the side was not one of the options that these trailers had. So, but for what it's worth, so this is, I'm going to still add this onto this list here, even though it's an option that you can get available, or they have an optional windows that you could put in there that add more light into there. Second, the models that I looked at had a standard ball head. Now, I love my max coupler, so that is an option that I would highly recommend having Sherpa Trailers add to your rig before you actually pick up one of these things. But again, this is a problem that is easily solved by adding on the feature itself. Now, at the end of the day, a trailer is a huge investment when you think about it here. Even a budget-friendly one like the Bigfoot, that being the case, you want something that's going to be well-built, outfitted with lots of options, and offers you the comfortable space to rest. And friends, that is exactly what you get with the Bigfoot here. Now, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below if you want to jump over and take a look at these things. And definitely got to take a look at some of these colors that these guys have. I mean, the colors, let me know what you think of that copper penny as well. Absolutely love it. But anyways, a link down below if you want to take or get more information on a Sherpa trailer. Anyways, friends, that is it for my video, or this video, on the things that I like and dislike about the Sherpa trailer Bigfoot. Now let's shift gears and talk about our current giveaway. As you know, we have 3 excellent prizes up for the grabs this month. We have a Coleman Fold and Go stove. We have a camping cookware set by Odalin. And of course, we have the $100 Amazon gift card. Entering the giveaway is really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chance that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some other videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on 4-wheel drive talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But as I keep saying over and over again, swinging by, say hello. We would love to see you. And friends, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on 4-wheel drive talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. And friends, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I am humbled to have a part of your time out of the day. If you find some value in this video, please consider doing all the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single video that we may come out with in the future. That said, my friends, I'm gonna be turning off the camera, so you get out there, stay healthy, and find your adventure.